Are you trying to figure out the right hero to play to get you out of bronze or silver in Overwatch? Are you struggling to understand why you can't carry on your specific hero? Are you trying to pick a main? All of these are great reasons to check out a tier list. So today, we're looking at every Overwatch hero and seeing which ones will get you out of bronze and silver Overwatch. Let's go. So first things first, let's talk tier lists. Tier lists are fantastic, but they are opinionated. But at bronze and silver, meta kind of doesn't matter, really. When you're in bronze and silver, every hero is viable. Even when we talk on the tier list today, every hero is viable if you put in enough time. But on my channel, I like to talk to people with limited time, skill, or funds. And in this case, we're looking for those heroes who statistically are most likely to move you up the ranks. So what are we going to rank them by? 3 things. Number 1, what is their win rate in silver Overwatch? Number 2, what is the ease of use of the kit? And number 3, my personal opinion. I've spent a good few seasons on my bronze account. I actually just started a new account this season for my Twitch stream, and I'm placing between gold and plat. So my experiences will be weighed in on here just to understand how it feels to play these heroes in the lower ranks. And if you guys disagree with me, throw it down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where the heroes should be placed. But with all that preamble, let's dive in. We're going to look at these heroes in groups. We're going to look at the supports, the tanks, the hit scans, the flankers, the raw damage, and the utility. First up, with the highest win rate support right now, Brigita. While Brigita only sports a 2% pick rate, she has a stunning 55% win rate. Keep in mind as I talk about these win rates, tie rate is factored in here. So 55% win rate plus a 2% tie rate means it's only about a 43% loss rate. Big difference between wins and losses, meaning the people who are playing this hero are winning more than they lose and climbing up the ranks. Brigita's kit, while it does have subtleties to it, kind of is power packed. You've got instant heals, you've got the ability to brawl, you've got a stun, you've got a shield, you've got AoE. What's not to love? If there's a hero to learn right now before the nerf bat hits her, it's Brigita. She's going to the S tier. The next highest win rate is our man, Lucio. Lucio is simple. You heal, you speed boost. As your mechanics improve, you can start to learn to climb the walls, consistently wall ride. You can aim your shots extremely well and start to do some major damage and shield breaks with Lucio. There are many maps built out to make great boop opportunities for Lucio. He really is a playmaker. 4% pick rate, 50% win rate. Not too bad for our man Lucio. He's going to the A tier. Following close behind is Mercy. While she does have a massive 8% pick rate, her win rate's only 49%. Now I know that sounds bad, but she does have about a 2.5% tie rate, meaning she still is winning more than she loses. Mercy's kit's very easy to understand. You heal, you damage boost, or you damage. As you begin to improve in technical skill, you can start to leverage things like consistent flying, super jump, and making sure to LOS break to protect yourself. A tier. Next up on win rate is a surprising one, Zenyatta. Zenyatta sports only a 1.5% pick rate, but a massive 52% win rate. Zenyatta is very surprising here, especially when you consider in the upper tiers, it's so easy to shut him down. His kit is hard to use. It relies on your team to follow up. You need to call out the discords clearly in comms. People need to follow up to leverage the damage buff, and you've got to stay in LOS of everybody to both heal them as well as deal extra damage. Learn him, push him, and if you do get shut down, switch off of him. Zenyatta's going to the B tier. Sitting just below Mercy is Moira. Moira has an incredible pick rate at 9.5%, but her win rate is only 49%. Pretty close to Mercy's stats, but just a hair below. Moira has a relatively easy to understand kit, and she's fully loaded. She can dodge, she can AoE heal, she can spray a heal, she can right click to damage people, she can AoE damage people, her ult does everything. Like, she's a perfect hero. But her ability to do damage is toxic in bronze and silver. You will consistently have Moira's brag about how many eliminations they have just because they did 2 ticks of damage on some enemy far away. So Moira, you go into the B tier. Next up is the Grandmaster favorite, Ana. Ana, despite the 9% pick rate, has only a 47% win rate. Even when combined with her tie rate, she is still losing more often than she wins in Silver Overwatch. So what happened to Ana? Why is she so bad? Well, she has to aim. Not only does she have to aim her primary heal and her primary damage, her nade can be totally whiffed as well. So Ana, despite a great kit and a playmaker with that sleep dart, has to go to the C tier. Last but not least is our man, Baptiste. Baptiste is another fully loaded kit. We've got distance heals. We've got instant AoE heals. We've got immortality. My god, he has Zenyatta's ultimate on a skill. But in bronze and silver, people don't stand in the circle. People don't know how to leverage your window. And worst of all, Baptiste, they're just learning, don't use Immortality Field correctly. They don't save your life with Immortality Field. They protect your 100% health, thinking that it's going to heal you, when it really doesn't. That has left Baptiste with a 2% pick rate, but an abysmal 45% win rate. Baptiste is going to the D tier. That wraps it for supports. Let's dive into tanks. We've got two tanks that ultimately scream solo carries, and that is Zarya and Sigma. Zarya commands a respectable 6% pick rate, while Sigma sits more around 3%. Both tanks sit right at 50% win rate. What's so special about Zarya and Sigma? Well, very simply, their kit allows them to carry. Both Zarya and Sigma have a mix of attack and defense-oriented skills that allow them to protect themselves and brawl against nearby enemies. Both are capable of taking Goldie limbs in any game while still defending their teammates. Zarya and Sigma, up to the S tier. Next up in win rate is our two shield bots, Reinhardt and Orisa. Reinhardt is the most common tank you're going to see in this game at 10.5% pick rate, while Orisa sits only at about 2.5%. Both of them hover between 49 and 50% win rate. Rein and Orisa effectively do similar things. They have the ability to do tons of damage, they set up opportunities for their teammates, they try and create space and apply pressure to the enemies. However, both also require your team to follow up. They are both significantly stronger when your teammates can leverage the plays you create for them. Therefore, despite pretty good stats, Reinhardt and Orisa go to the A tier. Next in win rate, Wrecking Ball. Hammond just edges out winning more often than he loses in silver. Despite less than a 2% pick rate, Wrecking Ball is able to pull out just over a 48% win rate. Wrecking Ball has the ability to get in and get out in a relatively short pace. Wrecking Ball's ultimate is game-changing, or at least space-making. After a couple simple lessons, Wrecking Ball can make plays. However, the technical skill required to do that, and the ability to dive and just kill yourself, Wrecking Ball's in the B tier. Roadhog's an interesting one. You'll see a lot of guides recommend him as a tank. The ability to solo carry is absolutely there with his ability to hook, shot, melee somebody to death. And yes, he can keep himself healed up just in case your healers aren't doing the best. But the problem is, he charges the enemy's ults. And in bronze and silver, it's hard to rely on that hook accuracy. So therefore, Roadhog to the C tier. Our last two tanks are the dive comp meta, D.Va and Winston. Dive comp is powerful. It really is. But the stats don't lie. Both D.Va and Winston sit at 2% pick rate, 46.5 win rate. This means they are losing SR for you if you're the player in silver. What's so hard about D.Va and Winston? Well, they're kits. In bronze and silver, players tend to hyper-focus, tunnel vision on kills. D.Va and Winston both carry the opportunity to get those kills, but when you utilize their kit to engage, you forget that you've got to disengage. The stats speak for themselves, and really, I think we can all understand. D.Va and Winston are going to the D tier. Now listen, any of these tanks can be a carry. Just like every other hero we're going to list here, if you take the time to learn, and you grind it out, and you become master of that hero, you will climb in the ranks, no matter who you play. But what we're going off today is data. If I'm trying to pick up this hero and I'm trying to grind it out in competitive and I haven't put in 100 hours to learn them, then the ones in S tier are going to get you more wins than the ones in D tier. That's the way it is. Okay, moving on to our hit scans. We've really only got one hit scan that has very favorable stats, and that's Ashe. Ashe commands a 4% pick rate and a 51% win rate. Her kit is legit. You should be playing Ashe as a hit scan while scoped in, but in case you need it, you can brawl scoped out. You've got mobility with the coach gun, you've got AoE with the dynamite, and you've got Bob to contest points. Ashe truly deserves her spot in the A tier. After scrolling down overbuff quite a bit, we come to our next hit scan, Widowmaker. Widowmaker has less than a 1% hit rate and only a 48% win rate. She suffers the same problems as McCree. McCree has a 4% pick rate and a 46% win rate. Both of these heroes do incredible damage with their left clicks, but they also require you to hit those left clicks. Both contain utility in their kit in the form of flashbang or the grappling hook. Both have the ability to shut down enemies if you can aim. And in bronze and silver, we do miss a lot of shots. So Widowmaker and McCree, despite their potential power, are going to the C tier. Soldier sits right between those two. At a 3% pick rate and a 47% win rate, Soldier's still losing more games than he wins. But Soldier does have a much easier kit to understand. I mean, for gosh sakes, he's the tutorial hero. Soldier's whole job is to left click and heal himself to stay alive. He is a solo carry. So while his win rate is mixed between the other two hit scans, Soldier is going up to B tier. Let's talk flankers. In silver, you will find no more dominating hero than Doomfist. With less than a 1.5% pick rate, Doomfist still manages greater than a 50% win rate. Doomfist will shut you down, especially if you're not good at managing your skill cooldowns to shut Doomfist down. While it does take technical skill to be good with Doomfist, the numbers speak for themselves, and your enemy's inability to deal with you moves Doomfist to the A tier. The next highest win rate for flankers is Genji. Genji brings in a 2.5% pick rate and a 48% win rate. Genji did just get some buffs, but that doesn't seem to have moved his placement very much in silver rank. Genji will lose more often than he wins. Same problems as D.Va and Winston. If he engages without the ability to disengage, he's dead. Genji has power, and he's got potential, but here he's in the B tier. The newest hero to the roster, Ekko, is included here on the flankers. Ekko is best played getting close to your enemy, and maybe that's why she's only at a 47% win rate right now. Ekko's ult has serious potential, but again, it's best used in coordination with a team. So Ekko, down to C tier. Our last two flankers are Tracer and Sombra. Both Tracer and Sombra have about a 1% pick rate, but while Tracer manages a bad 46% win rate, Sombra is worse at 44%. Sombra will lose you SR. So what's so challenging about these heroes? Well, they're squishy. So without good team play, Tracer and Sombra are in the D tier. Moving on to our raw damage. One of the highest win rates in silver is Bastion. Bastion, while picked less than 1% of the time, pulls in a 53% win rate. Bastion also has the highest time on fire at 17%. The problem in bronze and silver is people just don't know how to deal with him. He is abusive, yes, and that's his whole kit. Yes, Bastion is easy to shut down, if your team focus him. It's easy to break shields, if we all shoot the same shield. It's easy to flank, if you know how to flank. Bastions in bronze and silver bring absolute rage to his enemies. Therefore, Bastion is going to the A tier. I mean, think about it for a second. How much does it piss you off as a bronze or silver player when the enemy picks Bastion? Even if you end up killing the Bastion, it takes your team forever to get coordinated enough to do so. So that loss of time alone may lose you the match. Bastion deserves this spot in A tier. Don't at me. Our next projectile raw damage is Farah. Despite having a lot of counters in the game, Farah has a 2% pick rate and a 51% win rate. She does some work. The thing about Farah that works in bronze and silver is the fact she can fly. And yes, as a bronze or silver Farah, you may not be able to stay in the air 100% of the time, but when you are up there, you are abusive to the enemy. Just look at how bad the win rates are on her counters like McCree or Widowmaker. A tier. Junkrat comes in a very similar situation. He's got a 4% pick rate and a 51% win rate. He sits just below Farah in raw stats. However, what Junkrat has above anything else is spam. Spam some grenades down a hallway, spam some grenades through a window, spam some grenades straight in front of you. As long as it's somewhat in the direction of the enemy, you will do damage. And if you do enough damage, you'll tilt them. Junkrat goes to the S tier. What about the Edgelord Reaper? Despite being picked 2.5% of the time, he's only got a 48.5% win rate. He still wins slightly more than he loses, and his kit does have a lot of healing to it. Therefore, if I compare him to others on the list, he fits right in the B tier next to Soldier. Hanzo is another one of those characters you will hear told time and time again. If you learn to play him all the time. He can brawl. His ult is amazing, but he requires you to hit things. If you want to climb SR, pair up with a Zarya. Get some Grav Dragons happening, and Hanzo will be great. But the stats don't lie, so Hanzo is in the C tier. Now all we have left is our utility heroes. Symmetra, Torbjorn, and Mei. Symmetra and Torb are our turret combos. And they also have the 2 highest win rates in bronze and silver. Symmetra and Torbjorn command over a 57% win rate. When combined with their tie rate, that leaves their losses at only about 40%, meaning you win much more often than you lose in the long run. The beauty of both of these characters is that you don't rely on your team. You set up traps, you make plays, you get in people's faces, or as Torb, you snipe from a million miles away. Either way works. These 2 heroes are S tier. What about Satan herself, Mei? Mei has one of the worst win rates at 46%. This is another hero you'll commonly hear from the pros say, this is the perfect hero to climb. In theory, Mei's kit holds true. You can solo carry on Mei, but you're not likely to. If you have problem hitting left clicks on McCree, what are the odds you're hitting all your right clicks on Mei? If you have problem getting in people's face as Tracer or Sombra, what are the odds you do better as Mei? Yes, if you learn any of these heroes, you will climb in SR. But the overall stats, the combination of the teams, the ability for your teammates to engage with you, puts Mei at a D tier. So there it is. That's all the heroes. I know this was a very long video, but thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What hero do you want me to play? I'm proud to say that I've tried to learn all the heroes, and so you can request that I play any hero on stream, and I will gladly do so. Check me out, twitch.tv/BronzeDadPlays. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Catch more content on screen right now. Top link is for more Overwatch. Bottom links for more gaming dad content. Till next time, see ya.